Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope everyone's having an amazing, fantastic, and beautiful day. Welcome to Millionaire School. I am Charity Ellison, Triple Diamond with It Works Global, and every Saturday we do this crazy, awesome Millionaire School deal, which helps you to build your business with different topics. This week, you guys voted, and everybody wanted to hear about fairs, festivals, and expos. So I've got some really great stuff to share with you today. I just want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the latest updates on all the different videos we do. And you can comment over to, it's either going to be on the right or down below the video in the feeds if you have any questions. You can also post your questions in the event on Facebook itself, and I will go ahead and check that before we are finished. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to focus on building your business. It's a beautiful Saturday here in Washington State, and I am excited to get started. So here we go. So first of all, talking about fairs, festivals, and expos. The question I get, I think, more than anything is, where do you find them? So where do I even get started? Where do I look for different events? How do I even go about finding them? You know, the first thing people do is they usually think really, really big. So they'll look at, you know, huge state fairs, and they'll look at, you know, these monster giant events. When we first got started, the very first event we ever did was in California, and the team flew all the way down to California to do an event for a bridal expo, which was fine. It was awesome. The problem was there was about 12 of us in the booth all at once. We made a million mistakes that weekend. Didn't sell any wraps, but we learned so much. So if you guys have already done any fairs or festivals or anything and you haven't had success, it's okay. You know, we are in Millionaire School in this business, and we're constantly striving to get better at what we do. So if you've already done a few, or if you haven't done a few, I'm going to go through some tips and tricks. So finding them. First thing I usually do is pull up Google, and I start looking at like the Chamber of Commerce or the city of whatever city that you're going to be in. For instance, I'm in Gig Harbor, so I would look up the Gig Harbor Chamber of Commerce. I would look up Gig Harbor City Council, look up anything that you can think of that's going to have to do this with the city. Most cities are going to have a website page dedicated to that city, and it usually has like a calendar of events in it. So you can take a look on there and see if you can find anything locally. Calling your local churches. A lot of churches do different fundraising events, different events. Just open up, you know, either a phone book or on the internet and search and look for churches in your area. There's a lot of churches, even if it's not one that you necessarily go to. They do events, and they like to have people come in and do different things, give classes, example, parties, whatever it is that you want to do at the church, it doesn't matter. But just give them a call and ask them if they know of anything locally going on. Even if they don't have something going on at that church, they usually are going to have a beat on what's going on local in the area. Look up health and fitness expos. So there's always little fitness expos going on around here. Different companies putting on little expos, and people like to have people come down for booths. Usually those booths are only going to be about $20 or $30, which is super reasonable. And you're going to have people there that are conscious about their health and fitness. So it's a great place to talk about the you know, healthcare and awesome weight loss stuff that we have. Bridal fairs are always good. Now, the one thing I want to say about bridal fairs is, at bridal fairs, people tend to want to just get free stuff. Brides are usually there looking at stuff that's going to go on for their wedding, and they're thinking, you know, a year, 2 years down the road. We haven't had a whole lot of success with bridal expos. I've definitely gotten leads, and I've gotten some customers afterwards, but bridal expos can tend to be a bit on the pricey side, usually anywhere from like $200 to $1,500. And for me, that's just out of my price range. You know, yeah, we're triple diamonds, we make a good income, but I'm not interested in spending a bunch of money at a booth that I'm going to have a hard time, you know, selling wraps at. Also, bridal expos, more and more brides are getting things online these days, and bridal expos just are not as busy as they used to be. So bridal expos that maybe used to have 10,000 people come through are now having, you know, 1,500. So just keep that in mind when thinking about the price. Other MLM and vendor fairs. So friends that you know that do other businesses like Unique or Mary Kay or Tupperware, any of that, reach out to them on Facebook and ask them if they know of any local events that are going on, because they're also looking for stuff to participate in as well. So you can make some friends that way and find out some information through other people on Facebook for other MLM vendor fairs. You can also add yourself to different Facebook groups for vendor fairs in your area. Think of the biggest city that's next to you, find a Facebook group that correlates with that, and look it up that way and see if you could find some local events going on through that. Holiday shopping, fairs and festivals. You know, we've got the holidays that are going to be coming up in a few months from now. Yes, it seems like Christmas is way down the road, but holiday fairs and festivals start usually in November. And you want to get those booked way ahead of time so that you can make sure you're the first It Works person there, because as we know, we can't have more than one It Works booth at any sort of event. Calling up any local country clubs or any local clubs you have, the Elks, Kiwanis, Yacht Club, any of that kind of things. They usually have little fairs and festivals going on, as well as local town carnivals, little things like that, little street fairs, car shows, stuff like that. That's a great place to set up a booth and do it inexpensively. Look for your town bulletin boards locally in town. I know a lot of towns still do those, especially smaller towns. Baby fairs, baby expos, kids festivals, maternity expos, anything that you're going to be dealing with any sort of moms. Again, looking at state fairs and county fairs, those are great to do as long as they're not overly expensive. I know we've got one that we do, actually our team has taken it on now because we don't live in that county anymore. But the county we used to live in, I think the entire thing for like 4 days is like $200. So it's super reasonable. You can split those days in between team members and make it really super cost effective. And then of course, like I said, just looking for any sort of Facebook groups that you could find that has anything to do with fairs, festivals, events, holiday, and reaching out to people that way, and just ask people, hey, do you guys know of anything that's going on locally? So those are just some of the places that I have found the events that we have done. Make sure that you book early, because like I said, as we know, we cannot have more than one It Works booth. And although it'll seem like, oh man, that fair is like 4 or 5 months away, there's somebody out there that's already trying to book it. So I would suggest getting on that as quick as possible. Ask yourself if the price is right. So like I said, you know, an average booth is going to run you anywhere between what I would consider reasonable is like $25 to $30 to maybe $150 if you know it's going to be super, super crazy booked. I have had more success with $30 and $40 vendor fair events through Girl Scouts, Rainbow Girls, different clubs around town. I've had more success with those than I have the big, huge events that I've done, because there's not quite as many people, so you have a chance to build a little bit more of an intimate relationship, and people aren't just like strolling through trying to get to rides, or strolling through trying to get through as fast as they can because they're hanging out with their friends or whatever. It just seems like they come with a little bit more of intent to find out what you have, and you can just strike up conversations that way. Having people in the booth. So like I told you about that crazy nightmare story about the festival, the bridal thing that we went to with 19 people in the booth or whatever it was. We have a rule, and that is 2 people max. So 2 people maximum in a booth at all times. 1 person that can be up front, 1 person that can be in the back wrapping people. If there's no one in the back to wrap, both of you can be up front. Try to stand in front of the table or to the side. Try to not stand behind it. So what we've done in the past is, instead of having just 1 long table in the tent or in our space, we'll have 2 small ones. So we'll set up a table here, and we'll set up a table here with, you know, 1 table will be kind of more the products. The other table will be more of like the business side with the raffle. The great thing about having 2 small tables is you have the ability to stand in the middle. And whenever you're doing any sort of events, if you're behind the table, people get a little nervous to come and talk to you because it almost feels like they're coming to a counter to order. Whereas if you're standing in the middle of it and you're just open, so pretend that I was in between 2 tables right now, I have the ability to walk out, to talk to people, to hand coupons, to draw them in. And I look like I'm just there to help give information. I'm not standing behind something like a counter that someone's going to come and order at. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to put a picture up in the Millionaire School event later as well for you guys to see a typical event on how we set that up. So 2 people max, no more than that. If you've got something that's like a 2 or 3 day event, you can split that up between some teammates. So have different people work different days. You can split it up in the morning and an afternoon shift. Just be mindful that the morning shift is most likely not going to get quite as much action as later in the day. If it's a fair that's going on a Friday, people normally need to come a little bit later in the day, usually after work. If it's a Saturday booths usually are busiest between the hours of like 11 and 4. That's going to be your kind of busy times. Sundays are going to be earlier in the day. If you've got a booth that's starting at like 8 in the morning and you know, you need to be there and be set up and everything. And I always say be completely set up before the event starts. Be mindful of the fact that most people are not going to show up at 8 in the morning. So if you're trying to split shifts up, just keep that in mind so that you can, you know, average out and balance out what each booth's going to cost. What we do is when we break it up between days or distributors or whatnot, we usually do like an hourly fee. We just kind of take the event and split it up equally hourly. For the morning shifts, I'll sometimes just throw in an extra hour for free though, because there's not quite as many people there. Same thing with the very end of the day. So if it's a Sunday and the fair ends at like 3 o'clock, know that it's probably not going to be quite as busy between like 1 and 3 because it's kind of the end of it. So I'll usually just kind of throw that time in for free for another distributor. Make sure before you do the event that you advertise on Facebook. So find those Facebook groups locally for, let's say, Gig Harbor. So if I was going to be doing a Gig Harbor event, I would post up in the Gig Harbor Town Talk or the Insider Referral System and just say, hey, I'm doing a festival. We're going to be doing some free giveaways. It's at this place. Come support your local Rainbow Girls, or come support your local Boy Scouts, or come support the high school, or whatever it is that's going on, so that other people can know that that is going to be happening and that you're going to be doing some free giveaways. The day of the event, make sure that you get there early, be prepared and be ready. Have your Blitz cards already labeled, have your catalogs already labeled. You don't want to be sitting there during the event and labeling catalogs and labeling Blitz cards. It's not thoughtful. People are not going to want to come over and talk to you if you're sitting there busy doing paperwork stuff. So have all of that already prepared ahead of time and make more than you think you're going to need. We try to hand out at least 100 Blitz cards for every fair thing that we do, at least, and at least 100 catalogs. Of course, I'm making sure I'm getting their contact info for all of these, because the goal at an event, your goal, you're probably thinking right now, is to sell products retail and to sell wraps. And that's great. And you will sell some wraps, and you need to ask every single person that's interested if they'd like to purchase one today. But we have to be mindful of the fact that most people need 5 to 21 exposures to purchase a wrap, to become a customer, or become a distributor. So keeping that in mind, this could be their very first exposure to It Works. So you can't expect them to wrap on the spot. So it's going to be very, very, very important that you get contact information from each and every person that takes a coupon or a catalog, or really anyone that's even walking by. Because for an event, it's not going to be so much what happens during it. It's going to be what happens after the event and for the next couple weeks. And we'll talk about how to follow up with people and collect numbers in just a second. So when you arrive at your booth, you need to ask yourself a couple questions. The first question I always ask myself is, what type of expo is this? Is this brides? Is this moms? Is this going to be older women at a quilt show? Is this going to be younger teenagers because we're more at a fair? Is this going to be families? What's my target audience, and what products do I really want to focus on? So if I'm doing a fair or festival and it's for pregnant moms, well, shoot, I want to make sure that I've got my stretch mark cream with me. If I'm doing something that is more for health and wellness or weight loss, I'm going to be focusing more on greens, fat fighters, thermofit, and wraps. So you kind of ask yourself, who's going to be at this? Now, again, we never want to assume that anyone's going to purchase something, because heck, I've had people purchase they've been interested in toner and ended up getting defining gel instead. So you never know what someone's going to purchase. But if you're focusing on what the event's about, it's just going to trigger more responses out of people than if you're trying to market the facial line to, you're telling a bunch of 18 or 19-year-olds that they can get rid of their wrinkles and focusing on the facial line when you should be focusing on the energy drink. So just kind of ask yourself what your demographic audience is and what's your target audience. And that's the second thing I ask myself. So, who am I looking to market to during this event? Obviously, I'm not trying to market to kids. I'm not trying to market to other It Works distributors. We want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt for purchasing. But if someone is truly not looking interested, you don't need to chase them down. That just might not be your target audience. When setting up, so keep your setup crazy, crazy simple. Once you set up your booth, I want you to take a look at it. I want you to say to yourself, what are the 4 things that I can remove off of this table? Because I guarantee you there's 4 things on that table that you do not need to have on that table with you. So here's a list of the things that I tend to keep on my table. And again, I'll be posting up a picture of our event table in the Millionaire School event page. So a table or 2 tables, 2 small tables preferably, with black tablecloths. Now you don't need to get crazy fancy with these black tablecloths. The ones that I picked up are from Walmart. I've been using the same ones for 2 years, and I think they cost me 10 bucks. If you can't find any tablecloths, then a nice crisp, fresh black sheet will do. Make sure you throw these in the dryer before you head to the event so there's no creases or wrinkles. Or if you're old school, I suppose you can iron it. I don't have time for any of that, so I use the dryer. I usually put out wraps, face wraps, defining gel. Then depending on the event, I put out hair, skin, nails, green samples if they let me, energy samples if they let me, lip and eye, and the peel. Now, there are a million other amazing It Works products. And one of the things that I took from a call that I did with Deanna Scalf, who's a presidential diamond, was she said that she puts up a sheet of paper that says, do you have, and then on it, it says like chronic fatigue, menopause, digestion issues, loose skin. So she kind of goes through and thinks about what 10 or 15 of the products do, and then just puts that all on one piece of paper and puts it in a frame on the table. That's going to prevent you from needing to put out a million bottles of stuff. I've been to events for other companies, and they've got 30 or 40 products on the table, and it's totally overwhelming. And all I can think of is, oh, they're going to try to sell me all of these products. So by keeping it simple and only keeping, 4 or 5, maybe 6 things on your table maximum, then you're going to be able to keep it simple, and people are going to be curious in what you have because it doesn't look like you have an overly complicated menu. On the table, I also have a wrap magazine. I put the Steps to Success in a frame that I got from Walmart for a couple bucks. My party pad, which I'm going to use to go through with people. My already labeled Blitz cards and catalogs. Then we usually put a sign up that says wrap special $20, and I like to put the event name in. So let's say that I'm going to be doing a Rainbow Girls Fair. I will put $20 wrap special Rainbow Girls Fair, or for Rainbow Girls Fair only today, $20. So that people truly think that that wrap special is just for that specific event. And again, you can print this stuff up on a printer. It costs hardly anything, or you could get it made and take a zip drive into Office Depot and have them print it. All this stuff that I'm listing off is less than $5. Let's see, have before and after pictures ready on your phone, already organized into a folder. I have a folder with a kind of a variety of different before and afters. I like to keep, some men's before and afters, women's, necks, chins, arms, hair, skin, nails for, a picture of eyelashes that have grown longer or hair that's filled in. So that people can see those before and afters. And I have them really nicely organized in a folder on my phone so that I can whip those pictures up, really, really super quickly. You could also put them into like a little slideshow that you can show people as well if you want to get a little fancier with it. Then I have a lead box. Now, a lead box doesn't need to be anything fancy. You guys can take an old shoe box and cut a slit in it and cover it with, you know, some wrapping paper or tape or whatnot. I just use a large clear glass jar that I picked up from Walmart for about $4, and it's got just a lid on it. It's about this big, and it's for people to put their raffle tickets in. And again, I'll be showing you the ones we use in just a minute. Order forms for distributors and customers. A washed, dried wrap that you are going to keep in your hands at all times, along with some Blitz cards. Now, one thing that Rhonda Hartman does that I love is she wears a little apron. It's super cute. It's green with like neat little black designs on it, and it's got a couple pockets in it. So in one pocket, she keeps you know, her wraps in there so she can pull out the wrap and show the packaging. And then in the other pocket, she keeps Blitz cards. And she also keeps her cash in there for her wrap sales. So I really, really like that idea. That's something that I want to start implementing in so that I don't have to just have my Blitz cards. You know, I can keep more in my pocket all at once. But at all times, you should have that wash dried wrap, and you should be flailing that puppy around. We always have music playing. If you don't have a fancy way to play music, bring a ceramic bowl with you and set your cell phone in it, and it'll be loud enough to have a little bit of music going. And we dance with that wash dried wrap, and people are always like, what are you waving around? I'm like, oh, here's a coupon. So it's conversation starter. And then also have a card holder with that holds at least 4 or 5 different kinds of business cards, and I will tell you in a minute why. This is an invention we came up with that works really well. Don't spend a bunch of money on being too fancy. If you do that, A, you're going to spend money that you haven't made yet, and B, you are creating a system that is non-duplicatable. So what I do is when I set up for a fair or an event, or a wrap party even, I ask myself, if I was a brand new distributor, would I be able to afford to set this up? And if my answer is no, and there's anything on there that as a brand new distributor I wouldn't be able to have, then I take it away. Because I want people to see how simple and easy and duplicatable this business and this system is. So the last thing I want to do is overcomplicate my table and create busyness. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Cheesecake Factory, which is a fantastic restaurant. However, when you sit down and they hand you a menu, it's about 15 laminated pages long. It's so overwhelming to me that I have a hard time even ordering, and I usually just order the same thing because it's too much information. Think about now going to like a gastropub or a classy restaurant. There's usually 10 things on the menu, maximum. It makes it a lot easier to read through each of those. So think of your table as that. Set a goal for yourself before you get started on how many Blitz cards and catalogs you want to hand out per hour. So what I do is I try to get rid of a Blitz card and get it into someone's hot little hands at least every 2 minutes. So my goal, if my goal is every 2 minutes, I'm going to factor in how many Blitz cards I'm going to try to get out. Now, not every fair is going to be busy enough for you to hand one out every 2 minutes, but there's going to be peak hours during the event for you to really truly work your business as hard as possible. So during those peak hours of the day, and you'll know it, you're going to see it start to pick up. You're going to see more people. Now's the time to be bold and to get those Blitz cards in people's hands and get out as many as you can. Your look, so what you should wear is obviously an It Works t-shirt if you have one. If you don't, go to Walmart or Target, get yourself a hot green, bright, psychedelic green t-shirt, and pop a laminated Blitz card on a lanyard on your neck. You know, it's going to save you money from getting a t-shirt if you can't get one yet because you just got started, or maybe you can't quite afford it yet. And bright green draws attention in. That's the reason our company chose to go with green, is because it's bright and it's unusual. And, you know, you don't always see a lot of women wearing lime green all the time, unless it was 1984. And then it was very popular. But I love wearing, you know, my It Works gear if I can. If I can't, then once again, I'm going to just wear a bright green t-shirt. Be excited the whole time. People will be drawn to your booth based on your excitement. So if you're not excited and you're not pumped and you're not ready for this to be the most awesome, crazy, amazing festival of all time, then other people aren't going to be drawn to you. If they're drawn to you, they could purchase a wrap from you, become a customer or a distributor, or they might just want to join your team because they're like, heck, this chick or this guy is totally awesome, and I want to be a part of this crazy wrap thing. I know I've signed quite a few distributors just because I am excited about this business. Wave that wrap around, take turns wrapping each other. So if you have someone that's working the booth with you and you know that the booth's going to be really busy between the hours of like 1 and 3 o'clock, I want you to wrap in public. And I know that probably makes you nervous. You're feeling a little sweaty right now. But if you go on the outside of your booth when it's busy and you pop that shirt up and you put a wrap on your belly, or if you're self-conscious to do that, then you could always wrap your arms and make a big display about it. Really wind the fab wrap, and you know, wrapping your arms at one of these is so awesome, because if your arms are wrapped and you're using the fab wrap that says it works all over it, people are gonna be like, what in the world are you doing to your arms? So take turns wrapping each other. You know, if this is a 2-day thing, then you'd want to wrap one of you one day and wrap the other day. The great thing about having the wrap on any place on your body is people see it, and it's a conversation starter. And if you say, hey, do you want to wrap? You want me to wrap you? It only takes 45 seconds to wrap you and 45 minutes for it to process. And they're like, really? Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, I've got one on right now. And you're able to show them the arms, or you know, your belly or your back or wherever it is that you wrapped. And they're going to say, oh, wow, that does look pretty easy. And you're going to be able to sell wraps that way. Be bold and do not sit down. Do not sit down. You know, you can have a chair in the booth if you need it. We usually have one chair in case we need to bring it in the back behind the booth to eat, because you shouldn't be eating in front of people that you're trying to distribute products to. We'll have a chair in there just to kind of take turns for the times it's not busy. Let's say it's the morning time and there's literally nobody there. You know, you can sit down for a few minutes, but as a rule of thumb, yes, your feet are going to hurt. Yes, your dogs are going to bark. But if you sit down, it sends a message to people that you're uninterested in them, that you're not there for fun and you're not there for excitement. So stand during the event as much as humanly possible. Think about it. When you guys go to a fair or festival and you see someone sitting in a chair behind a table, do you want to go over and talk to them? I know I don't, but I always talk to people that are standing up and looking excited. And again, don't eat in the booth. Take turns rotating out to eat lunch if you need to. You know, you can have your coffee or your energy or your greens or whatever, and that's fine. But if you're sitting there mowing down, you know, onion blooms and cheeseburgers and stuff, and someone's going to come over and maybe want to get wrapped, and your hands are just greasy and gross and disgusting, nobody wants any of that. So just don't eat in the booth. If you're going to eat in the booth, eat behind it where nobody can see you. Have your own before and afters ready and laminated. So you can either laminate them and have them on a sheet readily available on the table to show people. You can show them on your phone, or an idea I came up with was to laminate your own before and afters in a button. So you can get those, you know, get little buttons made with your before and after. It could say like, this is me, 1 wrap, 1 hour, and just wear that. And that way you can point at it. And again, buttons, easy to get made. So let's talk a little bit about what to do during the event. So during the event, your goal is to make eye contact with as many human beings as possible. Is it going to feel a little weird? Yeah. Is it going to feel a little awkward? Yep, it absolutely is. But when you make eye contact with someone, it draws them in. So what I do is, if someone's walking by the event, they're going to at least look over a little bit, especially if I'm standing out in the open with Blitz cards and apron and I'm waving around this dry wrap thing. They're going to look over at me. Now, there's 2 things that are going to happen. You're either going to get their gaze and you're going to dart away, you lose them. Or you're going to look them in the eye and you're going to draw them in by saying, oh, hey, how are you doing today? And they're going to say, oh, pretty good. How about you? You're going to say, I'm great. I'm wrapping bellies and handing out coupons and having an awesome time. And they're going to probably say handing out coupons, because everyone likes a coupon, or wrapping bellies. And you're going to say, yeah, absolutely. Here's one for you. Have you heard of this? That's all you need to say. Let them look at the Blitz card. Let them ask questions. Only answer what they ask. Now, remember, they're at a fair or festival and they want to get to as many booths as they can. So the most amount of time that you're going to have with the average person is about 30 seconds. So in that 30 seconds, your goal is to make eye contact with them, to draw them in by offering a coupon or talking about wrapping people. And then your last goal is to either sell them a wrap on the spot, wrap them, or most likely it's going to be getting them entered into the raffle. And all this kind of needs to take place in about 30 seconds. For example, hey, how are you doing today? Awesome. Oh, yeah, I'm doing great too. I'm just wrapping bellies, living the dream, and handing out coupons. Really? What's that? Here, have you heard of this? No, I haven't. What is it? It's a wrap that tones, tightens, and firms up your skin anywhere you put it on the body. Have you tried one? You haven't? Would you like to try one right now? Oh, no, I totally understand. You're super busy. Well, here, let me get some information from you. Why don't you go ahead and just enter this raffle? We're going to be doing free giveaways for wraps and spa nights and all sorts of cool stuff. Here's that. Have them fill it out. If they're going to stay longer and talk a little bit, like you say, oh my gosh, your daughter's so cute. I love her bow. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we got it down at this other booth. Oh, awesome. Hey, you guys have a great time. Now, when they go to walk away, don't have them put the raffle thing inside of the raffle box. Have them hand it to you. And the reason you're going to do that is for two things. A, it becomes personal, and they're like, ooh, the person touched it, so they're most likely to draw my name out. But B, it's going to give you time to write down some information about them. So when I have someone come over and we've gone through the little Blitz thing, they don't want to wrap, but they want to enter the raffle, I'll find something to compliment them on their kids or ask them about the weather, or they'll usually tell you a little bit about their system or where they work or something. You can always use form, ask them about their family, occupation, recreation, material things. Are they buying anything today? Strike up conversation. It doesn't matter what it's about. It can be anything. But a compliment's always nice because A, they feel good, and B, it's always easy to come up with a compliment. You're going to write that on the back of the slip. So when they fill out the slip, it's going to have their name and information, and I'm going to show you what ours look like in just a second. I flip that over and I quickly jot down something about them. Now remember, you want to write this down quick and fast because you don't want to miss the other people walking by. So while you're writing this down, your person that's with you, if you've got two people on the booth, should now be making eye contact with people and doing the exact same thing you just did. So I'd write down, daughter looks about 3 years old, had cute bow that she got from another thing. So that when I contact that person back, I have something to talk with them about. So I can say, you know, oh, you don't remember me? Yeah, we were the crazy wrap thing. Oh, you don't remember? I talked about your daughter's bow. I loved it. You said that you got it down. Oh, hey, because it was something personal to them. So jot down something really quick. I'm going to show you guys what our slips look like here for our raffle. And again, I will be putting this up in the event so that you can see it. Whoops. Eek. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Give me just a second. Okay. There we go. So this is what our entry forms look like. We like to keep them very, very, very simple because remember, you've only got about 30 seconds with these people. So you want to make the best use of it. So it's got their first name, their last name, their phone number, whether or not they're on Facebook, because you want to get them on your Facebook potentials list, and then where they'd like to wrap. And it says at the bottom clearly, enter for a chance to win a free wrap or a spa party for you and 5 friends. Now, I do not expect you to give away tons and tons of free wraps. And in fact, I usually only give away 1 to 2 free wraps for each thing. But anyone that's local is going to win a spa party for them and 5 friends. Now, you're probably asking what a spa party is. A spa party is literally a wrap party. So I'm going to bring my wraps. I will wrap the hostess for free if she has 4 to 5 friends that purchase a wrap. We're all going to try some greens. Maybe I'm going to do a fat fighters demo. I'm going to use my party pad. If you've got other little free things, you want to sample out some defining gel or some stretch mark cream, you're more than welcome to bring that stuff as well. But the whole idea is it's basically a wrap party without calling it a wrap party. So those are the coupons that we use, or the raffle tickets we use. We have used so many other different kinds, and these ones seem to be the best because it really does just ask for crazy basic information. The slips are going to be about this big too, so it's easy for the person to fill out, and it's enough room on the back for you to quickly jot down their information and then to put it into the raffle for the free wrap. Couple things. Every single person should be offered a coupon, which is a Blitz card. Every single person. Don't prejudge whether they are fat or short or skinny or small or old or young. Everybody should be getting a coupon as long as they look at least remotely close to or over the age of 18. Everybody should be offered to wrap on the spot. So I know it seems weird that someone's going to wrap at a carnival or a fair, but they do. And you can either have a little pop-up spray tan tent. We got one off Amazon for like 35 bucks. Or if there's a bathroom close by, you can wrap them in that, which is always nice because it always stirs up conversation in the bathroom if you're wrapping somebody. And each person should be entered to win the raffle. Even if it's just like, hey, how are you doing today? Really good, how are you? Here, would you like a coupon? No, I'm not interested. Okay, no problem. Now, we do have a raffle over here. Everyone's entering it if you'd like to enter to win some free prizes. And usually people are like, oh, okay. Because everyone wants to get entered to win a free thing, even if they don't want a coupon, because a coupon still implies that they're going to need to spend money, but a raffle ticket implies that they could win something for free. How do you ask every single person? How do you hand out a coupon? How do you do all of that? You just do. You got to be bold. And that's not something that I can teach you how to do. That's just something that you're going to have to basically figure out on your own. It can be very nerve-wracking talking to people. It can be scary. It can be all those kind of things, but you just got to do it. And it's like riding a bike. You're going to skin your knees and you're probably going to overcomplicate it. And for the first couple hours, you're probably going to be a hot mess and you're going to be trying to find that flow. But if you don't just be bold and get it out there and start from the very beginning of being bold, even if you trip and fall and skin your knees a million times, by the end of this, you are going to be a blitzing machine. Let's see. Your goal at an event is to obviously sell wraps to sign up customers and distributors. But your real goal is to collect leads. And how you collect leads is that raffle. The most important thing at any event is the raffle, because those are your contacts. Those are your leads. So we know that it takes 5 to 21 exposures of someone hearing about the products, or seeing about the products or seeing it on Facebook or whatever to decide to purchase. So if you're not collecting leads and following up with those people 5 to 21 times, then some other wrap girl or wrap guy out there is going to get your lead. They're going to wrap that person and they're going to enroll them. And you're going to have planted those seeds for some other gardener to harvest. So it's important that with these leads that you get from any fair or festival that you follow up 5 to 21 times. Now, this is another great tip that I got from Deanna Scalf, who I love, who's amazing. I was talking to her one day and I said, well, I'm kind of guilty of not following up 5 to 21 times, especially in the beginning, because I was scared. I was nervous. I felt like I was bugging people, all those things that we go through as distributors, especially in the beginning. And I said, and I've got hundreds of leads from festivals I've done, and I've contacted them, a couple times, but it's been like a year and I feel really weird connecting with them now because it's been so long. And she had the greatest advice. She said, what you do is you call them up and you say, hey, my name is Charity with It Works. We met at this blah, blah, blah festival, last year. And I'm just following up with everyone. I entered everyone that's ever been to an event with me into a raffle to win a free spa night. And you won. Congratulations. And they were like, oh my gosh, thank you, that's so awesome. And you can book a party from there. Now, if they're not local, you can say, oh shoot, that's such a bummer, you won't be able to claim it in person. Well, here, let me do this. Why don't I mail you out a couple catalogs? And if you can find a couple friends that want to order any product and you order any product, we can have your friends go through the link you'll get and you can earn a free box of wraps, or you can get $35 of product credit for those friends purchasing. And they're going to say, really, that's awesome. All you're doing is utilizing the customer referral program, but it's kind of a creative way. I will also tell people if they're like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to come on as a customer, I will say, well, you know what? I'm going to mail you out 4 catalogs. If you can find 4 friends that want to be a customer, then I will wrap you for free. Basically what you're doing is you're saying, hey, if you're able to find me a few customers, I'll wrap you for free. It's kind of the same idea as you would be doing at a wrap party. You're not bribing them or offering them a free wrap for them signing up. But if they can find some friends that want to purchase a wrap or become a customer, then that's a good way to offer that. Let's see. So following up. So how I follow up is basically there's 3 different things that are going to happen. So first of all, I'm going to go through, I'm going to split up the leads with the person that's working the booth with me. If I personally connected with that person because I wrote something on the back of that raffle ticket, then I'm going to take those, and then the other person's going to take theirs, and then ones that didn't have any writing on the back, we're just going to equally split up. So we can make sure that everyone's getting about the same equal number of leads. And the great thing about working in the booth with only one other person is you're only sharing those leads with one other person, and you're not divvying it up between tons and tons and tons of people. So 3 things are going to happen with those leads. First of all, I'm going to see if they circled, yes, I'm on Facebook. I'm going to find them on Facebook. I'm going to send them a friend's request, and then I'm going to send them a message that says, hey, it's Charity from the It Works booth. I just wanted to send you a request on Facebook. I know you were interested in winning free wraps, and I do raffles on my Facebook, so I just wanted to get you added. It was so nice to meet you. Okay, so I want to get them added on my Facebook ASAP. Now, I also want to connect with that person by email, telephone, or if they didn't give me either of those, then I would be connecting with them on Facebook this way. And I'm going to say this. If they were my free wrap winner, that's a pretty obvious message or phone call. You're my free wrap winner. When can I get you wrapped? I'm so excited. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, you want to make sure that when you pull that name for your free wrap winner, that it's someone that's local. Because if they're your free wrap winner and they live, you know, a million miles away, then you're going to have to mail them a free wrap. Hope they put it on right. So I like to make sure that my person is local for that winner. So if I draw someone out and they live on the other side of the country, I might kind of set them aside and use them as a spa night winner because I really want someone local that I can go and do the wrap on them myself. Now that's my personal choice. You guys don't have to do that. That's just kind of the way that I do it. So if they are not one of your free wrap winners and they live locally, then this is the message or phone call they're going to get. Hey, this is Charity from It Works. We met at the blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm the one with the crazy wrap thing. Usually they'll say, maybe. Now, hopefully I jotted something down on the back and I'm going to say, you know, oh yeah, we talked about your daughter, da, 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 da. But if I didn't, I'll say, I was the one wearing the green apron, waving that crazy thing around. I was handing out coupons and stuff. The booth was kind of green. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember you. How's it going? It's going awesome, and it's going even better because you were my winner for a free spa night for you and 5 friends. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That's awesome. So what is a free spa night? I'm going to come out and we're going to do some free samples. I'm going to let you guys try out all the products I have for free. Now, I'll bring my wraps with me. If your friends want to wrap, I will give them the event discount price, which was $20 this night only. They're normally $30 a piece, but I'm going to knock $10 off for each of your friends. And if you can find 4 to 5 friends to wrap for $20, I will wrap you for free. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That's awesome and amazing. Absolutely. So here's 2 dates I have on the books. I've got an opening on Thursday, the such and such, and Saturday the such and such at this time. Which one of those is going to work better for you and your friends? I need to get this booked ASAP because my schedule is almost completely full. Let me do the Thursday one. Awesome. So you're going to create a Facebook event about this. You're going to have them invite their friends, and you're going to thoughtfully have them talk to each of their friends and invite them. You can even go as far as to friend the friends that are going to be coming to this event, be in contact with them. A lot of it, at this point, a lot of this is going to be up to you and how good you follow up, and how in it you are, how much you want this. If you book the party and never talk to the person again, then it's not going to happen. So you want to really stay in contact with them. Now, if they're not local and you can't wrap them locally and you can't do a spa party for them locally, then what I say is, unfortunately, you weren't one of the winners for the spa night. However, I wanted to mail you out a catalog with a sheet on how you can wrap for free. Would that be something that you're interested in? Can I get that to you? Now, very, very few people are going to turn down you mailing them something for free. So what I do is I add, I put a catalog, I put a share wraps page in, and then I also put in a steps to success, because you never know if someone's going to want to join the business. And I'll usually write on here, mom, sister, cousin, best friend, and I'll say at the end, let's go over this sheet together if you'd like to make an extra $200. And then on this one, I'll write, free box of wraps for each friend you refer as a customer. So that's what I mail them. I put it in an envelope, costs me, 60 cents maybe to mail it. And the great thing about that is that you now have a potential lead and a reason to follow up with them. So if you've mailed them out a catalog, you literally have a legitimate reason to call them again in, say, a week. Hey, I just wanted to see if you got that catalog, and I wanted to find out 3 products in there that interested you. 3 products, that's the loyal customer program. And again, you may mail this and have to follow up with the person 20 more times for them to finally be interested in becoming a customer. But in the meantime, you can do so many other things. So you can add them to your Facebook. You can add them to any online parties that your team is doing or any online parties that you're doing. You can tag them in a few posts, comment and like, and be thoughtful on their page. It's all about what you do with those leads beyond just collecting them at the event. I love that saying, somewhere someone is connecting with more people than you, and when you meet them, they will win. That's just the way it goes. Let's see, the vendors. So I've done events where it's been kind of a bomb. So, you spend 40 bucks on the table and nobody shows up and it sucks. However, you're going to have at least 20 to 30 people to market to, and that's the vendors. So the vendors are going to be stuck with you the entire day. They can't go anywhere. Maybe they're stuck with you for a few days. Your goal is going to be to make friends and meet the vendors. So what I do is the person I'm splitting the booth with, we'll take turns. I'll take, half the vendors, and she or he will take the other half. And when you go up to the vendors, your goal is to be interested in what it is that they're selling, to make friends, remember their name, and to use them to promote your business. How do you do that? So remember how I was saying that I have a card holder with multiple slots for you to put cards in? I got it from Office Depot, I believe, for like $5 or something. What I do is I go up to a vendor and I'll be like, hey, what do you got here? Oh, you're selling jewelry? Oh, this is really pretty. Oh, this is cool. This is awesome. How long have you been doing this for? Oh, right on. Have you ever done this event before? You haven't? Crazy. Yeah, I haven't done it either. Yeah, there's not very many people here, so I thought I'd just come over and see what you're up to and what this whole situation's about. Hey, oh, and by the way, I'm doing a raffle that's strictly just for the vendors to win one of our prizes for what we distributed to It Works Wraps. I don't know if you've heard about it. Hand them Blitz card. Oh, you haven't? We get to talking, blah, 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 blah. We have a good conversation. We're making friends. Maybe you wrap the vendor right there. Maybe you don't. But what I say is, hey, I've got an idea. What would you think about keeping a few of these coupons here at your booth and I'll take some of your business cards and I'll advertise them over at my booth, and we can just do a little bit of cross promoting. You know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Most vendors will say yes. So what happens is by the end of the event, I have Blitz cards basically at every single other vendor booth. Then I have a card holder with the different vendors' business cards or coupons or whatever, and I'll just designate a little spot on my table for that. And I'll try to hand some out here and there just so the vendors can see that I'm interested in helping them promote. But if I've got Blitz cards at almost every place, and when someone finally walks by my booth and they've seen these Blitz cards at 4 other booths, heck, there's 4 of my 5 to 21 exposures right there. So that's a little tip, works really, really, really well. Vendors, again, you want to offer them an elite raffle. I actually do, not only do I have them fill out the raffle form, but I have like a roll of raffle tickets that I'll hand out. Each vendor gets one. I'll do a special vendor thing. You can go back at the end, go back around to all the vendors and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you didn't win the thing, but I wanted to find out if you were interested in a spa night for you and 5 friends. Or, you know, can I leave you with a catalog and get some contact info and we can stay in touch? I'd love to, you know, help each other cross promote later. I'd love to stay in touch to find out if you know any other events that are going to be happening locally. Get that person added to your Facebook, because all those vendors are potential leads. Those are also people that might be doing other MLM businesses that they maybe aren't making as much money with, and they see you making rat cash, they see your excitement, and they're like, heck, I want to join this girl and her crazy rap adventure. I've signed up quite a few distributors that way that were previous vendors. Remember that during the event, you are constantly on stage. So you want to be cognizant of that. So if you are picking your nose and swearing and grouchy and you're sitting there with your arms crossed and you're sitting down behind the table, people aren't going to be willing to come on and talk to you. So be excited the whole time. Even if you feel like you're not that excited, be excited, you guys. A, this is an exciting business. But B, even if you're not feeling it, other people don't know you're not feeling it unless you show them with your emotions. So let's show them excitement, let's show them passion, and let's show them what this crazy rap thing is all about. So when you're following up with people, again, the raffle ticket is so important. You want to make sure that you're offering to wrap them now, even if they weren't the winner. Even if they say they don't want to do a spa party, be like, well, would you be interested in having me come over and personally wrap you in a private wrap session? People love to hear that because then it feels elite. Or are they ready to come on as a loyal customer or a distributor right there? If they say, yeah, you know, I was kind of interested in that hair, skin, and nails that we were talking about, be like, great. Well, what do you think about me giving you my discount and getting you started with 40% off today on that hair, skin, and nails? What? Crazy loyal customer program. What a deal. Do they want some more information by email? So some people are just going to want some more information. My emails that I send out to people are not long. They're like, hey, you're interested in hair, skin, and nails. Here's a picture of it. Here's a before and after. I like to use the Dr. Dawn videos from the My It Works training. I send those to people. If you go to myitworkstraining.com or even look them up on YouTube, most of those videos are up there. And let Dr. Dawn tell people about these awesome products because he knows what he's talking about because he helped formulate them. Maybe they want a green sample in the mail, by mail. You want to mail out one Greens on the Go packet along with the catalog. You can always do that. Maybe they want to book a party, whether it's a spa party or a facials party or whatever. And then most importantly, remember that you want to chat them up, become friends, build trust. This is about being thoughtful, not about being a salesman. So build a little bit of a relationship with them. A lot of people aren't going to purchase from you until they know that they can trust you. After all, you're just some person that they met at some event. They don't know if you're a good person or you're trying to swindle people or if you're you know, sell snake oil. They don't know that. So build a little bit of trust with them and remember that it will most likely take 5 to 21 times of you connecting with them. Let's see, when the expo and the fair is over. So you have collected tons of raffle tickets. You are ready to follow up and create a hundreds list just for these raffle people. You had the best time ever. You were excited the whole time. You did not leave early, even if the event is slow. Naughty puppy, Don't you leave until the event is over. Otherwise, that's going to leave a bad taste in people's mouth about It Works people leaving early. I did an event about a year ago, and I wound up getting 8 customers and 3 distributors out of that. In fact, one of the distributors I got is charting for Emerald now. And the booth next to me was another MLM. The girl wound up leaving early, and at the end, all the vendors wound up coming up to me and were like, we just loved your excitement, and what do you have over here? And I wound up making $75 in wrap cash at the very, very end, just from staying till the very, very end. The other thing that happened from that event is I stayed till the very, very end. I helped the lady kind of clean up and get everything, put together. She helped me clean up. We got to chatting. She wound up becoming a wrap customer that then booked a party, that then became a loyal customer that now is a distributor on our team. So don't leave early, you guys. That's so important that you stay for the entire event and that you're on time. At the very end, find the coordinator if they're available. Thank them. If you can't do it in person because they're not there, make sure you call them. Thank you so much for having me to your event. I love doing these kind of things. If you hear of any other events coming up, or you're hosting or holding any more, I would love to be a participant in that. If you were fun and exciting and stayed till the end and were there on time and early, and you weren't stuffing your face full of food, and you were really doing all the things we talked about, then that person's going to want you back at that event, because they need to fill those rental spaces, and they want people that are excited and happy and enjoy everything that they do. So that's pretty much everything. I'm going to take a look here on YouTube here and see if we've got any questions. Hello from Montana. Hello from Virginia. Hello, everybody. And I think that should be just about everything. Let me look in the event, see if anyone had any questions. If you have any questions, type that in the YouTube channel real quick here. Otherwise, I'm going to take a look here. Let's see. I am not seeing any other questions, so I think that's it. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday morning with me, and I hope this was good information. I hope that you feel a little bit more confident about doing your own fairs and events and festivals. And I just want to remind each and every one of you that we believe in you with our whole hearts, whether you are on our team or any other team. And we just want to remind you, like we always do every week for Millionaire School, to attend the event next week. I'll be putting a poll up in a new event so that you can vote on what you want to see. And remember, you guys, the only way to fail is to quit.